Hello, and welcome to another episode of Absolutely Positively. I am your host, Deni Kay, and I am over the moon excited to be here with you today because this place was designed especially for you, a place to motivate you, inspire you, and encourage you to be great. Encourage you to greatness, even. A place where you can hear something, have it stir in your spirit, and then soar to being exactly who you have been called to be. And so it's always my pleasure to do that. I feel that that is my purpose in life. And so, again, so excited for you to be here. So, one of the things that we like to do here at Absolutely Positively is to really take a seed of sorts, which is a quote, and from that quote, attach a story to it. So you really connect with it, and hopefully it will inspire you to do something great. It will turn a wheel in your head to do something positive, to do something that makes you feel a little bit better. And so I like to call that reaching into my positive jar. And within the positive jar, we have a quote today from the great Cicely Tyson. God rest her soul. And this quote says, challenges make you discover things about yourself you really never knew. Again, challenges make you discover things about yourself that you never really knew. Now, I can resonate with that so much so. There's been so many things that have happened in my life that has given me strength and courage and bravery that I never thought I had. So we understand that there will be challenges that come in your life no matter no matter what. You can't have a good life 24/7. So we know that there's going to be challenges, obstacles for us to face, but sometimes we can find a little bit of treasure in the midst of that, right? There's a wonderful scripture that talks about beauty from ashes. And that's what she's talking about here. That sometimes within those challenges, you can find things that you never knew possible. And I like to share one with you. In 2008, actually 2009, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it was so devastating because I thought that I would be secured from never really getting cancer because at the time I was breastfeeding and had been told by another medical professional, because I was a medical professional at the time, that breastfeeding reduced you getting cancer because of the stimulation and the hormones and properties um, that come from that. That was the benefit. So when I heard the diagnosis about breast cancer, I was floored, to say the least, very devastated, and couldn't realize how I was going to move forward because that was a part of my womanhood. That was a part of me. We link things like that to our identity. So to have one of my breasts affected, I thought I wasn't a woman. But through that challenge of learning about that, something miraculous came about because I didn't know my strength, the strength I had to even make it through that situation. So much so that when people learned about that diagnosis, I ended up comforting them within my diagnosis. And so that's what Cicely reminds us is that if we can look for the treasures in those challenges, we can we can not only learn from them but draw from that strength or draw from that attribute to overcome, to make it not so bad, right? But another point to that story, another challenge that just really blew my mind that I did not know that I had was after being diagnosed with breast cancer and then having to have a mastectomy. I, in my mind, thought, okay, well, no more breastfeeding, no more doing any of that. But God blessed me with another child. Actually, that's a challenge within a challenge because I had a child at 45. But God reminded me that through that challenge, I could birth some strength and courage and bravery from that, having a child at 45. But even more so, I was able to breastfeed again. Not only was I able to breastfeed again with only one breast, I had so much milk or so much supply, I'll say, for that child that it doubled from when I'd done it before. And so again, she reminds us that through our challenges, we can discover what we're really made of, stuff that you never really know. And it works like this. I think that it stays dormant within ourselves. And then when needed, there's an activation that happens. And you are reminded exactly what you're made of. You're reminded exactly the strength, the juice, the courage, the bravery, whatever it is, to move through that challenge so much better. I can't tell you how many countless stories I've heard besides mine where people were faced with those challenges and didn't recognize the person who was at the end because of that ability to tap into that strength. So that's what I want to encourage you. Just know that it's there. It is waiting for the activation. It's waiting for that button to be pushed and allow yourself to embrace that, go into it and grow from it and be better because of it. I appreciate this quote from Cicely because it reminds me that no matter what I face, I have something within me to combat it. I believe it speaks to your foundation. A lot of times we don't really know and we really don't understand how much people are pouring into us that we may not use at that given time, right? So many lessons that grandma and grandpa gave us, or mom and dad, or that favorite uncle, or someone at your job, or teacher, or pastor. I imagine it to be one of pouring liquid into this vessel of ours, pouring liquid into this vessel, planting seeds within this fertile ground. That's even better. Planting seeds in fertile ground because we receive it. But then one day, with a little watering, a little sunshine, a little bit of nourishment, it sprouts, much like this tree behind me. It sprouts and flourishes and produces fruit and leaves and wonderful benefits that we can use. So that's what that quote reminds us. it reminds us that no matter what we face, we have the tools. We have the something in our foundation, and all we got to do is punch the button, push the button, and activate it. Whether it's your mind, whether it's your heart, or a literal finger pushing the button, remember you got the juice. You got the finger to push that button. Just remember to do it. And anything that you face is gonna surprise you. You're not gonna know who that person is at the end because you never knew you had it. But hold on to that it is there. So I hope you were encouraged by that. I hope that that gets your wheels turning and absolutely and positively know that you were wonderfully made. You were uniquely made. There's no one like you. So I told you the story about breastfeeding, my child, having a child at 45, and how those challenges surprised me. But you have a story within you. What's your story? What was your button pushing moment? I encourage you to remember that, be reminded of that, and flourish from it. I am so happy that you're here with me, and I hope you like this representation of today about growth, about the great Cicely Tyson's quote, and that gives you some encouragement, that it gives you some motivation, and definitely inspires you absolutely positively. I am your host and Deni Kay. I'm your host, Deni Kay, and I hope you tune in next time for another positive note, another bit of encouragement and motivation, and that it activates you, button push here, it activates you to your greatness because you are extraordinary. You are extraordinary, absolutely and positively. Take care. Until next time, here we are on Mute Mogul Media TV. And as always, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Take care.